Hello YouTube. So a lot of you asked, more people were concerned about the buses than my family and well-being, but that's okay. That's what this channel's about, right? I understand. So we survived the winter. Where I live in the central Montgomery County near Conroe area of Texas, we had snow up to the bottom of the rims of the tires, so about right there. That's about how deep the snow got, which is it's been since the late 1800s that happened here in this area, that it was recorded last. Where we live, we're not a part of that ERCOT that everybody's talking about, the energy grid of Texas. Our electric company is based out of Louisiana. We're with Entergy, which has this little cul-de-sac into Texas. So we're actually a part of MISO, which is the Midwest. Actually goes up through Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota. So we still had rolling brownouts. We lost a couple of power plants for a little while because they did not winterize properly. In this area, we're just not equipped for that kind of cold. What happened was when it snowed, we had high winds, so it clogged up like the radiators and the cooling systems, I guess it would be, on the plants. Something along those lines, like on the bus, got your radiator, and if it gets clogged up and stopped up, it can't cool, and something along those lines happened. It may not have been with the cooling, but those are natural gas plants, and they got stopped up to the point where they had to shut them down to keep from ruining them. We don't have any nukes around here. The closest nuclear power plant is in ERCOT territory. It's actually down southwest of Galveston. So, but we did all right. We were without power for 14 hours on Monday, just in time for the Tuesday all-time low of, it was like between 6 and 8 degrees Fahrenheit, which is that's a record setter. Last time it got that cold was about that temperature in the 1890s. They had snow. So it was definitely a 100-year event, 150-year event. The buses did good. My family and I, we did good. We had to battle with a lot of people around here got property damage from broken pipes because we're not equipped to handle that kind of cold down here. We don't insulate like that. We're equipped to handle heat, not cold. So we had several casualties from hypothermia. Like I said, we were without power for about 14 hours. We were very fortunate. We didn't lose pipes. We just lost a little bit of food in the refrigerator, unfortunately. And yes, I could have taken the food outside with it being so cold, but we were trying to keep the warm air in. It was very difficult to keep the warm air in, especially in the dark at night. But anyway, the buses did fine. I came out here yesterday, Sunday. I was real worried about freeze plugs. So freeze plugs, I've got the Thomas hood open. I tried to look on the Bluebird and it's hard to see them. Here on the Thomas, you can see them well. Let me zoom in right down there, and if you look, you can see that round opening on the side of the engine block there behind that bracket. That's what's called a freeze plug. That is a plug that is held in by like Loctite type glue, and it's driven into the hole. The idea behind freeze plugs is they are made so that if you have the wrong consistency of antifreeze in water to where your coolant freezes, since water expands, that's why we had pipes bursting here in Texas, those freeze plugs should pop out instead of allowing the block to crack. I was real worried about that. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes the block will crack anyway. I had good antifreeze in both the buses, so they did fine. Did an oil change on the Thomas yesterday, which was first time in about 5 years. And before you keyboard cowboys start telling me, oh, you need to change your oil more often. Yes, I know I do, but I was running a synthetic blend, and I probably only put maybe 1,000, 1,500 miles on this bus since I got married 5 years ago. So, And that stuff, when it came out, it was perfectly smooth, felt like lotion or butter. It was really nice. There was no shards of metal in it, no grit. So that means that the engine is wearing good. I think I found that what's causing this mess on the intake manifold, I don't think it's oil at all. I think it's coolant. And I'm seeing coolant coming down below the water pump here. So I think a water pump is in the future of this bus, unfortunately. And these things are these DTs are extremely persnickety for oil filters. The one bad thing about DTs, 360s anyways, is as you can see, it's kind of hard to see, those oil filters are right above the exhaust pipe there. That's why the pipe is all wet. And they make a huge mess when you take them off. Big, big, big mess. And they are dripping still, just barely. I tightened them, but I'm gonna have to tighten them again after it cools down, because that exhaust gets really hot, obviously. But all in all, we did awesome. So the next order of business right now that's been bugging me, and that hopefully some of you seasoned guys, and not any of you kids, because you don't have any experience with this, you guys like Joe, I've been trying to pull this steering wheel off the Bluebird. So this tape mark represents at the 12 o'clock position straight. When this spoke is at the 12 o'clock position, that's where it's supposed to be for straight. But I put that tape up there so that I had a reference point. I've been trying to pull the steering wheel off. I've had my steering wheel puller on it. It walked quite a bit, so I put that divot in with a drill bit to let it center itself, and it didn't really work. It still walks out a bit. I have pulled this bottom screw hole here is oblong, so when the puller gets tension on it now, it pulls the screw out. I've actually broken a set of grade 5 screws, so I had to upgrade to grade 8, and it just won't budge. I have soaked this with this liquid wrench penetrating oil. And my dad was telling me a trick he had for these was put some good tension on the steering wheel puller and then take a 2x4 and put it up against the side of the shaft and hit it with a hammer. I guess that's my next step. I don't really know what else to do. If any of you guys, this thing is pretty well seized on here, and I don't want to introduce a flame to it because that's all plastic around that center hub. So if you guys have any tricks for getting a pretty well seized, come on, horn button, get on there, seized steering wheel on off of the shaft, please leave a comment below. Let me know, because I really want to get this steering wheel straight. The one on the Thomas I had to do back when I bought the Thomas, but it came right off. It's just this guy will not come off for some reason. It's almost like they've Loctited the threads. I hope that's not the case, but yeah, it just sucks. So any advice would be appreciated, because I just can't get that steering wheel off. But anyhow, that's it. The buses survived. We all survived. Some people here in Texas weren't as fortunate, but I thank God every day that we were. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll throw some bonus clips at the end of what it looked like with the snow event up where I live. Thanks for watching, guys.